Hey, welcome to my computer, and now we're going to be speaking about keyword density. Now, what is keyword density? Why do we need it for listings? What is this all about? So technically, keyword density, it means how many times a given keyword is written in our listing, or how many times does a given keyword appear in our listing. So what we need to do is we need to identify the density amongst our competitors in order to understand what density we need for our list. And also by going through the density, we'll understand some features about our products and we'll get extra intel about our product and our listing writing. So let's do it right now. So for this, we're gonna have to go back to our Excel table and we're gonna go to the Sellerboard part. Now, in the last video of Sellerboard, I did not save the ASINs here, but I would suggest you saving the ASINs that you've used for your Sellerboard. Sellerboard was lesson number 2. It's in the playlist. If you're not aware, the playlist is in the description. You have all the playlists of this free course, but there you have to save the ASINs that you input in your Sellerboard. So here I did save them, and the idea behind the density is to check each ASIN and see what is the density of the keywords there. And let me show you how it's done. So for example, let's take this ASIN, the first one here. We're gonna go to Amazon. We're gonna go find this ASIN. This is this Paudin kitchen knife. We're gonna get inside the product listing. You can find it by looking for the ASIN in the search, or simply by doing something like this. You go amazon.com/dp/ASIN. It's also gonna get you inside the listing. What do we do next? How do we know the density? How do we play with it? What we do is we have to copy the title of the ASIN. We're gonna copy the bullets of the ASIN and a description of the ASIN if there is such. This one doesn't have because there's enhanced brand content, or A+ content as it's called now. So we will simply use the title and the bullets. We're gonna copy them to our online keyword density checker, which is gonna be in here in a second. Here it is. I'm gonna link it in the description as well. And in this one, it's a free test for the density. Let me show you how it works. So here you have to input the text that you have. And for example, we're gonna copy the title and we're gonna copy the bullets. And now I'm gonna click on online keyword density checker. And what's gonna happen, it's gonna give me the density of the keywords and how many times they appear on the listing, and also 2 words density. There's also even 3 word density. So what does it mean? 1 word density, it says that the word knife appears 13 times throughout the bullets and throughout the title for this given listing. Chef appears 7 times, hand, kitchen, handle. What do we understand from this? First, we understand that these are common words and probably very relevant to our listing. And we also understand how many times should we use it in our listing, because what we're going to do is we're going to take all the listings, all the ASINs that we've used, and we're going to see the density in all of them, and we're going to see the average for a given keyword. So for example, knife is going to appear 13 times here, but maybe in another listing it's going to appear 5 times, right? And in another is going to be 9 times. So essentially we're going to kind of look at the average, and from this we can write our own listing. Of course, we're going to get to that in the copywriting part. It's going to be in the next lessons, but just so you understand, there are also 2 word density, and also 3. I will usually copy it to the 2 word density. I will not copy the 3, but you can check these as well, because here you can also find some good keywords, but not always. You see, for here's a job hand, or a thickness kitchen knife. You know, it can tell you many things about listing, about the thickness. You know, that means people are looking for it. And then if you're gonna see common patterns among all the listings that we're gonna check now, for example, if chef knife appears here and it appears in the other one and in the other one, that means it's quite relevant. Now, what you can also do if you wanna check, for example, the titles separately, you can simply input the titles here and do the density check for the titles only. I'm gonna do it for all the listings. So if I have description, bullets, and the title, I'm gonna just run all of them through it. So let's do it now. So let's go back to our Excel table and let's create a new one, and let's call it simply density. And here let's type in ASIN. We're gonna copy the ASIN, and let's say it's gonna be, where do we have the ASINs here? The Sellerboard. Here we have the ASIN. We copy it, we input in the ASIN, and then we do another one for density, for example. Density, or we can do it here on the right as you wish. Depends on how you work with your Excel. We're gonna do it like that, and then we're gonna go to this website and we're gonna copy everything here. And look what happens now. We enter in this one, and there we have this ASIN and this given density. We can see how many times 1 word, 2 word. Now let me quickly do it for all the ASINs, and then I'm going to explain you a few things. Perfect, I've now finished doing the density for all the ASINs, and let's see what commonalities we have, what we can understand from all these densities that we just solved. So for example, let's take the first ASIN, this one. We see that the word knife is here, it appears in the first, so to say, density of the first ASIN. It also appears here, it also appears here. Knife is very common word. Let's just fill it in with yellow color, for example. We have the knife here. We'll see that it's the same word and it's used in every ASIN. So that's definitely something that's very common for us. But for example, let's take kitchen. Let's do it in green. We have kitchen here, we have kitchen here. Here we don't have kitchen for some reason. We didn't see kitchen appear that many times in this specification. And here we have kitchen here, and we have also kitchen here 9 times. What else do we have? We have chef pretty much everywhere. Let's take the chef as, for example, red. You can use it as you wish. Yes, you can play with your own colors. It's just something that allows you to see it in a better way, right? And let's have chef here, and we have sharp, 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 sharp is something amongst, I don't know, all these. So let's take sharp, sharp, sharp. Here we have handle, handle, hand. You see hand will appear twice, for example. Let's use this kind of color for the hand, and the handle is gonna appear, for example, in this kind of color, handle. And the other ones are not really common. But what do we understand from this? We see first that these keywords are very relevant. We see that chef, kitchen, knife is something that is very common for all of them. Also sharp, right? And handle. So what can I understand from you? That we're gonna get to that in the copy part of the listing, and we'll understand that these keywords are not just relevant by SEO, they must be also relevant in terms of writing our listing. So sharpness, and we'll understand again in the future lessons, must be very common and must be very interesting and beneficial and very important for our customers. And so to say, the handle as well, because you can see hand and handle, maybe it's comfortable for the hand, or the handle has a good grip. And also here in the density, we have, for example, chef knife being here on 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, that's again a keyword that is very common that we're going to use. And aside from this, you can also, as I mentioned before, understand the density. So for example, you can see that the knife word is used 13 times here, 14 times here, 9 times here, 7 times here. So you can feel free to use it about the average. So it may be like 10 times for your listing. So for example, if it's 14 is the maximum, 7 is the minimum, you can go somewhere in the middle. And what, again, we're going to get that in the copywriting part, but for example, you can copy your kitchen knife phrase. You can use it once in the title, for example, once in the bullets, once in the description. We can maybe also copy it in the back end. You see, this creates relevancy, density. And density is actually good for the machine to read our listing, because if the machine sees that knife, 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 kitchen, kitchen, kitchen is in this listing, or chef knife, chef knife, chef knife, and here's used 6 times the chef knife, let's just quickly mark it chef knife, chef knife. Well, we don't have chef knife here, we're going to chef knife here, and chef knife here. You see, it's used 6 times, 3 times, 4 times, and 8 times. So if you take the average, you feel free to use like 5 times throughout your listing. Now, I wouldn't use it twice in the title, for example, but you can put it in one bullet point and another, or maybe you can add in the description. So this will create, again, relevancy, good density, and this will allow the machine to read your listing better, to hold you better in positions. So density is a little trick that you can use and further understand, because you can see stainless steel is something is common here, so probably it is important for the user, or maybe it's a common material. You can take many things from it. You can understand that maybe, okay, if everybody is doing it from stainless steel, maybe I want to improve it and make it Damascus steel or something. You see, you can take it to many, many places, but in terms of density, that's the way you would want to go with the stable. And there are many services for this, by the way, for the keyword density checker. This was just one that I used. I'm going to link it in the description along with all the other goodies. All these descriptions of this course and all of my videos have all the goodies. And if you're enjoying this lesson up until now, like it, drop a comment. You're always welcome to ask if something is not clear to you, or it is clear to you. I'd be glad to hear your feedback, because I think it's a pretty cool course. I think you learned some more things about Amazon, about all the SEO, about the listings from it, and I'm pretty happy. And yeah, that's the density. So feel free to use it and use it. And now let's continue to the next lesson, which is going to be up here. And there we're going to sort all of our keywords, and then we're going to take them to Scribbles and Frankenstein and Helium 10. So please watch it now.